What is up, guys? It is Christ, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be an interesting one. Welcome back to Dream Theater Thursday, and welcome to the first episode of two in the Dream Theater Octavarium album reaction. This is the one that won the popular vote. I believe something like 58% of people wanted to see this one, which is crazy. There was over 50 votes, and 58% of people wanted to see this. So over half of people wanted to see this album, which is pretty awesome. I do gotta give a disclaimer, or rather an apology to Jamie. I know he has been dying to react to this album, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad I got to react to one before him. So he's always doing it before me. It seems every single time I go to record a Dream Theater album, he's always in the process of doing it. So I kind of just like step to the side, let him do that one, and I do a different one. Well, you guys voted for Octavarium, and I'm not turning it down. So I guess let's look and see a little bit about what this album is about before we start the record. It says Octavarium is an album released. We know who Dream Theater is. It's their eighth studio album overall. The last one they made under Atlantic Records, and the last one ever recorded at the Hit Factory recording studio in New York City. The album as a whole is built around the concept of the musical octave. That's pretty cool, which is expressed via many details spread throughout the album. For example, the album begins and ends with the same notes and series of sound effects. This is what I like to call enveloping when they do this. End with the same notes and series of sound effects. The title track has the theme of everything ends where it begins. There are 8 tracks with 5 hidden interludes connecting some of them. I gotta say right off the bat, I am a huge fan of songs that are linked to each other via either musical compositions or story. This is like a double whammy for me simply because The Root of All Evil is the first song, and the fact that there's a lot of songs on here that are linked together, which is really, really cool. Contains 5 interludes representing the notes on the octave of a keyboard, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, it looks like this is definitely going to be an album for me in terms of, like, what I like to hear and what I like out of Dream Theater when they connect their music and their songs. I absolutely love it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start with The Root of All Evil. This song needs no introduction on my channel, aside from people that did not check out my original reaction. I'm going to be re-recording it here, simply because it wouldn't be complete. This album would not be complete without this song. So, The Root of All Evil is, I believe, the 3rd song in the 12-step suite. And it's definitely one of my favorites by Dream Theater. There's just so many sick riffs in this song. And I really like the concept of the 12-step suite. I'm actually going to be doing a 12-step suite review simply because I can't get enough of it. It's just so awesome. So I guess, without further ado, let's go ahead and start with The Root of All Evil. that reprise of love the reprise of This Dying Soul. Absolutely amazing song. Um, the 12-step suite, I still listen to it pretty much every single day, and sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I listen to it multiple times a day. Um, Never have I been so encaptured in such a band until I met Dream Theater. Um, in fact, I believe I was started. Yeah, the first song I reacted to was "The Glass Prison," the beginning of the 12-step suite, and it just I have everything to thank for this journey for simply from that one song, and the 12-step suite still holds a very, very, very special place in my heart. Um, I am a huge fan, like I've said before, of interconnectedness. There's a reason I love the Marvel movies. There's a reason I love Dream Theater songs that have an interconnected plot, even across multiple albums, which is I've never heard of anything like this before. Really? Okay, so the only thing that sort of was similar to this was the Unforgiven trilogy, right? You had Unforgiven 1, you had the Unforgiven 2, and the Unforgiven 3 from Metallica. But that's really the only sort of like exposure I had to this kind of thing. And if you guys have any bands that like there is like interconnected songs in different albums, I am more than willing to check it out. But the 12-step suite, what I really enjoy about this is, like I said, how it tells a continuous story throughout each record, and the fact that in each song there is reprises of the previous songs, which it just makes me love it that much more. The root of all evil is no different. I love the references to previous titles like this dying soul. I believe there's like a reference to the glass prison in here as well. But I love it. I cannot get enough of it. Um, so yeah, that's what I have to say about the root of all evil. I've already heard it before. I got to reiterate some points though, simply because I may not touch on them simply because I just don't think about it anymore, simply because I listen to this song so much. but I really love the riffs in this song and how some of them are reprises of previous songs from the 12-step suite. I also really enjoy the keyboard and guitar solos as well. Those are absolutely amazing. The drumming is absolutely amazing. Vocals and bass absolutely amazing. I love this song to death. This is definitely one of my favorites, uh, for sure. Yeah, so that's really all I have to say about this song. It's part of the 12-step suite. It's part of one interconnected story of the alcoholic 12-step program, which I believe this is remove and wait, what is this? Ready and remove, I guess is what this is. Um, so yeah, I'm not really too like versed into the 12-step program aside from really this song. I've never really had to deal with alcohol or alcoholism or really anybody that I knew had to deal with this kind of stuff. So um, the only sort of like exposure I've had is from the 12-step suite by Dream Theater, and it's just absolutely amazing. Um, the sort of like the struggle within oneself, the war within oneself to want to go back to the old ways, and how that's going to lead you on a dark path, but you want to break free of it, and you want to sort of you want to break out, uh, no pun intended, of the glass prison. It really is. I've seen so many lives be destroyed. In fact, I just was talking about in the previous video about something that somebody's life is forever changed because of something like this, and I think it's really commendable for Dream Theater to have done something like this. I do want to ask a question. If there's any like concert, MP3 recording concert that they've done the entire 12-step program, I really would like to know. Simply because I may not even react to it. I may just enjoy it for my own enjoyment. I haven't really looked simply because I've been waiting to like. I guess I just never got around to it after I checked out the Shattered Fortress. I just never did. So yeah, if there's any sort of like concert, good quality that they have done the entire 12-step program, please let me know. I would very much like to check it out. And if not, if you guys could link me videos to like the full to the full 12-step suite, even if it was in different concerts, that'd be awesome. But I really want to know if they've done it like for one particular concert, and I want to know if they've like made a CD of it or anything so I could buy it, because I would definitely love that. So that's really the only things I have to say. Sorry, I spent too much time on the root of all evil. I do apologize. It's just I love this song so much. I love the 12-step suite. So without further ado, we're going to be checking out The Answer Lies Within, and let's see what Genius has to say about the song. So this it says this song's. I'm pretty sure this is one particular person's interpretation. They don't exactly have the best grammar here. This song's, an actual quote, shows how much DT are influenced by other bands. This song resembles Nothing Else Matters. It pleads the listeners to trust their instincts and make choices by their own. So this is kind of like broken English. I'm gonna have to like just reiterate it on what I think it is. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out The Answer Lies Within. Really like the piano intro.
Look around. Where do you belong? Don't be afraid. You're not the only one. Don't let the day go by. Don't let it end. Don't let a day go by in doubt. answer lies within.
Love it.
Life
Oh, yes.
is short, so learn from your mistakes and stand behind the choices that you make. Face each day with both eyes open wide and try to give. Don't keep
Oh, it's just touching
it
my soul,
all
man.
inside. Don't let the day go by. Don't let it end. Don't let a day go by in doubt. The answer lies within. You've got the future on your side. You're gonna be fine now. I know whatever you decide, you're gonna shine. Don't let the day go by. Don't let it end. Don't let a day go by in doubt. You're ready to begin. Don't let a day go by in doubt. The answer lies within.
Wow. What a beautiful song by Dream Theater. What a beautiful song. Holy crap. That song just touched my soul, man. Oh, it was so amazing. Um so this was definitely a very, very, very beautiful ballad. I really, really enjoyed this. Um One of the things that I liked about this song, we're gonna do a lyrical analysis first, because I gotta mention this. This song's meaning is just so beautiful. Learn from your mistakes. Don't forget about the mistakes you've made, but learn from them and be a better person tomorrow. This is like so full of optimism. It's hard not to be affected by it. when he says, "Life is so short, so learn from your mistakes and stand by the choices that you made." He's not saying regret them. He's saying stand by the choices that you made back then, but learn from them. That way you will never repeat the same mistakes. Face each new day with both eyes open wide. Um, and try to give, don't keep it all inside. And what I'm assuming he's meaning right here is to give each day the effort like it would be your last day, is what I'm assuming this means. Don't let the day go by. Don't let it end. Don't let a day go by in doubt. Um, the answer lies within. This is just such a beautiful song in terms of lyrics. You've got the future on your side. You're going to be fine now. I know whatever you decide, you're going to shine. I really needed this today. This is definitely cheered me up. The past few months haven't exactly been the greatest. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened, and something like this, I needed something like this about right now. Definitely hit me right when I needed it too. Let's talk about the music. So I really, really liked how they just sort of like, it was just James LeBrie's vocals and then Jordan's keyboard. That was just a beautiful sound. And then they started bringing the acoustic guitar in, and it just sounded so perfect. And then they brought the drums in right at the perfect moment and went right into like the full song. I think it was towards the middle of the song, during the solo where Mike Portnoy was hitting the hi-hat on the offbeat, and I think that it's just something small, but it just made that much more of a difference in terms of the beat and how it flowed. And I really enjoyed that. It was just something so simple, but yet so significant at the same time. I suppose that goes along with the metaphor of the song. So that's pretty cool. Really, really enjoyed this song. It's definitely a really, really good ballad by them. I would definitely put it in the top 3 ballads that I've heard by Dream Theater so far. Absolutely amazing. I would have to say Endless Sacrifice isn't exactly a ballad, but I would definitely lean it more closer to a ballad than other things. But yeah, this song is definitely top 3 ballads. And I've heard a lot of ballads by Dream Theater, so that's saying something. Absolutely amazing. Really enjoyed it. Can't get enough of the music of it. The only just smallest of like things that I have to say about the song negative wise is I wish that they would have had the guitar fade out in the end. Maybe do like one last like sustained chord, and they just like have the piano sort of like play the rest of the riffs. I think that would have been nice. A very nice touch to it, but they didn't do that. That's my only nitpicky sort of thing I could say with the song. Other than that, it was absolute perfection. But it wasn't necessary, so I'm not really gonna hold that against it. So I guess now we will be going on to These Walls. Let's see what Genius has to say. Okay. Okay. These Walls is a song in which the narrator is incredibly shy. He wants to reach out, but he's trapped within the walls. The walls in question could be anxiety that keep him from what he wants. It is implied in the song that what he wants is to talk to someone. This contrasts with the song prior to this one, The Answer Lies Within, which is about going with your initial instincts. So I have some thoughts on this, but we'll see if I'm correct first. Let's go ahead and start it. He's using Floyd Rose right here. I'm not sure. Yeah, Floyd Rose. Kinda got a muddy tone to it though.
so hard for me to find the words to say. My thoughts are standing still, captive inside of me. All emotions start to hide, and nothing's getting through. Watch me
guys have it. That was Dream Theater's These Walls. Um, so I gotta say this. I gotta be honest. Uh, this is the first one I'm not really feeling. Um, I would definitely say this is the least favorite that I've heard so far off of Octavarium. And here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't like it. Simply because I've said that in the past, and it's normally the songs I say I don't like that end up becoming my favorites. I'm not saying that's going to happen with this one. I'm just saying that my initial reactions are sometimes wrong, and that they take a few listens to and they're growers. That could be the case with this one. Um, so I guess let's talk about what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. Um, to me, for a Dream Theater song, it didn't have enough variety. It seemed like they were just going off of one particular riff. I didn't really hear any time signature changes to it. I think it was all 6/8. You could correct me if I'm wrong. Um, the guitar solo was very kind of it didn't to me it didn't fit, and it wasn't really that impactful anyways. Um, didn't like that. So those are the two negatives I can say about the song. Um, it just I don't know. It didn't stand out to me. Normally, every single Dream Theater song stands out to me in some sort of way, but this one just it didn't stand out to me. It felt like something I've heard before, and it's it's not exactly my favorite. I'll put it that way. However, there is some really good things I like about this song. I really like the synthesizer they were using throughout the song. That was a very nice touch. In fact, it was probably my favorite touch on the song. The drumming was kind of simplistic. Wasn't exactly a fan of the drumming. I would say that the other two songs are definitely way better, but this one was probably, um, yeah, this will probably end up being least favorite of the episode unless somehow the next one is worse, which I doubt it. But yeah, that's my analysis of this song in terms of its musical. It's like sort of what I liked and didn't like about the music. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song musically. Lyrically, it's a very different story, and I'll get to that in a second. So, I really like this song. There's a couple things that make me think that this is definitely a war, like basically a war inside someone's head. Uh, that's a reference to 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Um, but basically, what I noticed about this song, and it's something that I've been through. So I could tell that this song is about someone who has been betrayed probably several times in the past. Whether that be through a relationship, through friendships, um, through people that they worked with. He has gotten hurt, stabbed in the back, betrayed a lot. It could actually be a girl as well, too. I'm not sure. I don't judge here. But the thing I'm trying to point out is it's about someone that has been through a lot of hurt, betrayal in their life. And there's a specific line in here that I kind of want to point out. Where was it at? Let me look. It says, "You are the only one who knows I'm holding back." So, in other words, he has reached out to someone. This could be about a therapist. This could be about someone that he knows, someone that he's in a relationship with, a friendship. I don't know exactly who he's talking about, but he is definitely trying to step out of his comfort zone. He's trying to tear down these walls. He said so several times in this song. Um, and so this song is just about trying to break down those strongholds that you have. You build them up so high, and I've done this before. You build them up so high because you never want to get hurt again. But you realize that once you build these strongholds, that you are just so lonely, and there comes a point where you need that human interaction. You need that emotional connection with someone else, and so you need to break down the walls. But at the same time, you're so terrified to break down the walls because you have the fear of getting hurt again, which is the reason you put them up in the first place. So I definitely feel for this song and understand where it's coming from because like I said, I have dealt with this sort of thing before. So yeah, lyrically, it is an absolutely amazing song, but musically, it just didn't stand out to me. Like I said, there's been songs where I've just said I didn't like in the past, and they turned out to be growers for me. If I recall, I didn't like the Shattered Fortress all that much, and it ended up becoming one of my favorite songs. I would say top 3 in the 12-step suite, just to make a point. So yeah, I would say that I need to listen to it a few more times before I give a final opinion on it. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, this is gonna be my analysis of these walls, flawed music in my opinion, but excellent, excellent, excellent lyrics because they are so understandable and relatable to someone who has been in that position. So the last video, or the last song that we're going to check out today is called I Walk Beside You. Let's see what this one has to say. Okay. It's about a man who's trying to help his loved one. She's falling deeper in sadness. Everything is wrong, and she believes that all will continue to be wrong. So the protagonist comforts the girl and raises her soul. That is a very, very, very beautiful, meaning behind the song. I will say that. So I guess let's go ahead and get started. Bass is cutting through the mix. I like that.
Let me know what plagues your mind. Let me be the one to know you best. Be the one to hold you up when you feel like you're sinking. Tell me once again what's beneath the pain you're feeling. Don't abandon me or think you can't be saved.
guys have it, I think. Yeah. That was I Walk Beside You by Dream Theater. Absolutely amazing message behind this song. The I'm not going to bother with the lyrical analysis. Um, the What they were saying was very pretty much spot on, one to one. Um, about I would actually compare this song. I'm gonna reach out for I'm gonna kind of stretch here and say that At Wit's End was sort of maybe inspired by this song, but it's maybe sort of like a darker version of this song where someone had experienced trauma in the past and they just couldn't deal with it, and so they couldn't bear to be around the loved one because they didn't feel whole. They didn't feel um, like, I guess, innocent anymore because their innocence had been robbed and been taken away. Um, I think that like At Wit's End is sort of like the opposite of this song, I would say, because sort of the same thing happens in At Wit's End, as well as this one. Um, the the partner after a traumatic event tries to tell this person that he still loves them, but yet they don't believe it because of the circumstances that's happened to them. Um, and in this case, he succeeds. Meanwhile, in At Wit's End, the loved one just ends up getting pushed away uh, because, like I said, of the circumstances that have happened to them. They no longer trust people. They don't really become intimate anymore because that was sort of like taken away from them. And obviously, like this song doesn't go that far, but this person experiences doubt. She's probably very depressed, probably has very, very low self-esteem, maybe even suicidal. And this person is their rock. This person is the one that is trying to help get them through this, the one that will not abandon them when everybody else has. That's what this song is about, and it's such a beautiful message. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that what I have seen in Octavarium is essentially part of a lot of the stuff that I heard before in 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. I would actually go as far as to say that a lot of the themes may have been inspired by 6 Degrees simply because it all seems to be about mental and emotional problems and struggles that people are going through. I don't think I haven't seen a song on this record that hasn't dealt with that. Root of all evil, alcoholism. You have what was that song? I completely forgot the name. Brain fart. Let me look at it real quick. The Answer Lies Within is definitely sort of about trying to lift your spirits, um, trying to bring you up out of your depression. These Walls is about the person who is depressed, trying to break through their own walls. And then I Walk Beside You is about someone else trying to help someone who has been going through a very, very hard time. And I would say that this album definitely, I needed this about right now. I'm telling you what, there's a lot of things that this album sort of relates to with me in my current like emotional state right now. And so this is an album I really needed right now, and I'm really glad it worked out that way. Um, so musically, this song was very, very beautiful. Even though it was sad, it was also beautiful at the same time. Very, very optimistic, trying to help someone through their darkest times, and so really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the music in this one too. It's very, very, very different for Dream Theater. It was very fast, it was very upbeat, and it was almost poppy. Now, I've said before, I will say it a million times. I don't care if like rock or metal bands go pop for a bit. I don't care. I listen to a lot of Volbeat's poppy stuff. I listen to a lot of Metallica's like Load and Reload. I listen to a lot of bands what you would call poppy stuff, and so that doesn't faze me. I could potentially see people may not like this because of that, but I like it just fine. I would say that this is out of the. Here's my order that I've heard so far as to what I like. Root of all evil, definitely number one. The answer, it's actually pretty much in order except for These Walls. So Root of all evil is number one that I've heard so far. Answer Lies Within, I Walk Beside You, and then These Walls. That's the order. Oh, there you go. You can't see. That's the order that I'm gonna go with. Really, really, really enjoying this album. Really, the only sort of like thing I didn't like as much it would be These Walls, but I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because there's been times where I didn't like Dream Theater songs, um, and then after a few listens, I either understood what it was supposed to be trying to accomplish, and I ended up liking it. So I'm not really going to give an opinion on that song yet. I will definitely be listening to it throughout the week, and then I will update you guys next week. Um, yeah, that's gonna about do it for this episode, guys. I cannot wait for episode 2 of Octavarium. I will put a disclaimer. There's technically going to be 3 episodes, but Octavarium is going to be a separate reaction in and of itself. Um, I'm going to be doing Panic Attack, Never Enough, and Sacrificed Sons next week. And I'm also going to be doing Octavarium next week, but I'm going to record that as its own episode. Um, there's a few reasons for that, but the main reason is just because it's a very, very long song. A lot of people have requested it, and so I want to like make it its own sort of episode. So yeah. Also, I need to know uh, sometime this week if there's anything else I need to check out, any sort of B-sides or things that were recorded in the same recording process. I need to know this week if there's any other sort of bonus songs that I can react to because I've missed them before. And so, yeah, that's the only thing I could say. Next week is the last week for Octavarium, and then we're going to be doing another album. I don't know what it's going to be yet, if it's going to be a Portnoy or Mangini. I've been looking, and there's definitely more Portnoy albums than Mangini, so I may do another Portnoy record, and then I'll go do a Mangini one. But I haven't decided yet. We'll decide it next week. So yeah, that's going to about do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are new here and you guys want to see more Dream Theater, I am definitely going to be doing it until I finish the band. I will say that much. And we're definitely going to be experiencing side projects afterwards. So with that out of the way, guys, this has been Christ. We will see you next time. Peace out.